Morning guys, it's Saturday morning and we're looking at Bitcoin. Now, I never touch Bitcoin. Occasionally at the weekends like today I have a look at it just out of interest. And really and truthfully, there is not a lot of point me trading it. It's a monster of a thing as far as I'm concerned. But I hate things beating me, so I'm going to persevere. And as it is, I look at the charts 24/7, Sundays and Saturdays and Sundays, and every weekday. And in my opinion, that's what you need to do if you want to become proficient at trading them. With price action, of course, I have zero interest in fundamentals. They just confuse matters. Price action is solid enough in my opinion. So I was thinking about this morning, what to talk about, and I think really and truthfully the lower time frames down to about H4 the only ones that would interest me, daily as well, in terms of tradability. So I'm going to have a look at the long term, very long term. This is a monthly chart, and just draw a few levels on there and see what happened to price. Now some of you may say, oh, that's easy to do in hindsight, but I do this every day. If you look at some of my what I say called clean chart analysis, I start from the highest time frame, draw all the levels on the candles that I think might affect price, the highs and lows. When you get down to the 5-minute or 1-minute chart, you will find you have plenty of gaps then, and then all you have to do is find the direction of price and trade between the levels. It works for me. It works day in, day out. And basically, if you do it every morning or whenever you approach the charts after work, say in the evening, wherever you are in the world, then you get it. For me, I've said this many times, it focuses my mind, it clears everything out, and then you can just sit down and trade. Simple as that. And if you're a scalper, 3 or 4 pips to a new level with a very tight stop below a level below you, you could trade at £100 a pip or £1,000 a pip. So that's £3,000 or £4,000 in a 3 or 4 minute trade. That's how it works, guys, believe me. So on this chart we can draw some levels. We know that low there, massive move, was some sort of support. And you can see the price has used it as support here for months and months and months and months, years. And then we can draw a high on that candle and see, oh, not sure what happened there, get rid of that yellow one, and see that once it's broken, price comes back, tests it as support, resistance becomes support, and price goes. Another clearly significant level is that high there. Because that acted as support here. As price broke through that high, we created another level of resistance. And by the looks of it, as that high was broken, we created another level of resistance. And you can see it was used as support here. That's what I call a price pivot zone, or a flip zone. And notice now how when prices come down, years later, that level became massively significant. Now what will happen if and when we drop to a lower time frame? We can tighten up the lows, because we'll have a weekly low, a weekly low, and a flip zone probably nearer to this level here. This is how I understand support and resistance, by using pure candles. You'll see this all over the place, here it's no surprise that when price blasted all the way down, it came to find what they call a fair value level here, and we've had the flip zones in the past here and here and here and here. So while we're on this monthly chart, we might as well put a high on that, excuse me for my croaky throat, we might as well put one there, and you can see how it's been respected. So that is a massive level, 6417 or thereabout, 6400. So excuse me while I pause and clear my throat. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So you're probably saying, well, there's nothing new here, nothing different, nothing to see. But if you go and watch a few of my videos, hopefully you will see there is quite a big difference to what I do and how I understand support and resistance and what others do. So we can draw another seriously strong flip zone in here, or I can just carry on drawing the levels, and I think in this instance I'll draw the high on that monthly there. Oops, not sure why that came up. All sorts of weird things going on today. The green one, because it created a resistance, and that didn't draw the line there properly. Talking about there, and nothing exciting to talk about there really. And we'll put the higher one on as well. And then when we go to the lower time frames, we will start to see how price congregates around these levels. I'll put a low on here as well, because that's on the green one, because that's a definite support level. You can see the price pushed all the way down, and then the buyers pushed up the price up to create that tail and a sort of hammer going on there. And then obviously the new price pushed down and then pushed up. Sometimes gaps are created, but that's another thing. Notice how now also you've got a sort of resistance becomes support area here as well. What else can I draw on this chart? I can draw a descending trend line here, and I draw a descending trend line totally different than most people. I connect highs to a lower high. This only becomes valid when this low is broken. That does become important, because when the price goes up, it is highly likely to use that descending trend line as resistance, which is a useful tool in itself, because when the price is moving up, you can use it as a target, and if you're trading down, you can use it as a stop loss area. This here to here on this monthly chart, I would not consider a valid support level here on an ascending trend line. You can put it in because it will affect price potentially when it comes down, but it is not as good a powerful, as good a quality as that. I would go as far as to say this is a major trend line and this is a minor trend line. Clearly this area has become some sort of important area, so we might as well do that on the monthly. It won't affect anything on the price. We can connect as many of these monthly lows candles as we can to combine with it, and that's where I suppose its multiple touches make it powerful. In my opinion, that's just coincidental. Once again, we can't really connect that and that because this low, hasn't broken that. But we can clearly see it has massive significance, so we could extend that over if we want to, trying to keep as close to the current candles as we could. Doesn't really make a difference, but it looks pretty. So now let's do the recent candles, because we know if price is going to move up, it's got to break that wick there. That's the current monthly candle. We're April, and the current monthly low has created has forced the price up, so we might as well put those two on. think we're going to call this part 1 and then make part 2 as well. Now anything in the way of price at the moment is significant. So we can clearly see these 2 lows here that weren't drawn on those candles. So in fact all 3 candles are affecting price. Price hasn't closed yet, so it's not broken this support. The support is still active as potential resistance. That's the point I'm trying to make, and that's that green candle there. So price is currently reacting to that low. Then we've got to put the low, well, we can put the high on that one as well, but we need the low. I did that, that was a mistake. On the red one, and the low on that red one, because it is currently affecting price. And price hasn't closed below that. Or has it? Yes, it did. Sorry, I do apologise. So effectively, this is really, really, really bearish still. There's your candlestick trend that I talk about now on other videos. If you've watched any of them, hopefully you have. Low, high, high, low, high, high. Has been busted and broken through by a high, low, lower, high, lower, low, and close. All of these, which is massively significant, because that means this is just the pullback to test old support broken as new resistance. Time for a disclaimer. This is nothing to do with what you should be considering trading. It is just my opinion of candlestick formations and candlestick charts. Now below us, this is an internal reversal on this massive reversal long. So we need to look at the monthly. We're on the monthly, I do apologise. We need to confirm what's going on here. This has trended up. High, low, lower, high, lower, low. That's the lowest low, that candle there. So this has been broken by this. Low, high, high, low, and you sing the song until this final candle here, I call that penultimate candle, has been broken and closed above. It was. So we put that on, and I will highlight that yellow line, if I can get it. Yeah, I think so. We'll see that anyway in the weekly. Now you can see what's happening. They are trying to break that resistance, and if they break below it, then that's a massively bearish sign as well. So let's have a look on the higher time frame. It did. It closed below and broke it. So once again, massively, massively bearish. We've got this downtrend here, internal trend. We've got that uptrend there. Now, what we've also got is a low, high, higher, low, higher, high. You could call this the mother trend if you like. And it's tested that level, but failed to break below it. The fact that resistance hasn't held as support is bearish, and the fact that this support has held currently as support and it hasn't candlestick trended down, you can't sing the song, is bullish. So we have a massive fight here, we have a massive level here. So currently this is just a pullback on this reversal down, and things could go and retest this level, in my opinion. We also have this resistance level in our way, so that's significant. But when this breaks down now, we've got that massive gap to fill. So hopefully that makes sense. On this monthly chart, we have a massive, massive gap to fill. When we open up the next chart, I'll put that on there so we know what we're looking at. This area will now have weekly levels to draw on it. Weekly lows, potentially weekly flip zones, and that gap then will not be as large. But higher time frames always take precedence over lower ones. So this level, we'll highlight that as well, and this level have the most significance in this current move if we are going down. Okay, these monthly highs here or one looks like it's ancient. It's not. Oh, there it is there. I do apologise. They are massively significant if the price wants to continue up. But it's got a lot of work to do in order to go there. And consequently here, we will have a ton, this huge candle will have a ton of weekly levels on it, potentially. That will potentially affect price. And there will be weekly support levels in here that the price will have to test to see if they hold as resistance as well. Okay, that's part 1 done. Bear with me.